Okay, so today I want to talk about one realization that I had a few years ago that helped me big time with perfectionism. So for anybody out there that struggles with perfectionism, I truly feel that this perspective will help. So I love video games, and I used to play a tower defense game called Dungeon Defenders. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically like you have a map and you have something that you have to defend with using towers that have special abilities, like shooting arrows or shooting fire or setting traps or blowing up, stuff like that. So you have to defend something against enemies. So in this game, it was defending a crystal. And so as I would play this game, as I would progress, so each map that you play, like once you beat that map, you progress to the next map. And every time I would progress to the next map, I would feel this tension, I would feel this resistance to playing the new map. And I finally noticed after playing for quite a while that I felt that tension, and I thought to myself, why am I feeling this tension? What is that about? And I realized that it was the same feeling that I would get in a lot of other areas of my life. And it was basically it was almost like anxiety in a way of not being sure where to place the towers initially when I would play a new map the first time through. And it just came from this underlying belief that I was supposed to get it right the first time, to not make any mistake, to be able to beat the level right away. And once I realized that, I was then, what are my cats doing? Once I was able to let go of that belief that I had to get it right like the first time through, or that I had to beat the map at, my first stab at it, then I felt excitement for a new map. And that realization translated to all areas of my life. And to me, how I would summarize it is make a mess. Make a mess. Go ahead and make a mess. In fact, just last week, I would say perfectionism hasn't been an issue in my life since I had that realization. It does rear its a little head every now and again, and it did last week, and that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I just feel like once I realized what was happening, so I was with something with work, I felt stuck. What I was working on was really challenging, and I found myself feeling that tension, and I wasn't noticing that I was feeling that way. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh wait, here's this tension. Why am I feeling tension? Because I think I have to get it right the first time through. So as soon as I realized I was feeling that way, I was able to give myself permission to make a mess. And I was like, just make a mess, get a working solution so that you can see. So I'm a programmer, so I have to see the solution to know that it's a good solution. Like in my mind, it might be a good solution, but I'm not really sure until I've seen it all kind of laid out and in front of me. So I was like, just get it working and then improve upon it. And once I did that, it were just the floodgates released, and I was just typing away and came up with a solution that I then cleaned up and optimized and improved. And so there you go. So you can apply this to any area of your life that you feel stuck to move forward, because you feel like you can't make a mistake, you feel like you can't fail, you feel like, so it's like, give yourself permission to say, I'm gonna start a business and be okay if it fails. I'm gonna do this thing and be okay if I make a mistake. So it's like giving yourself that permission to make a mess, to fail, and it's like, we hear this, but it just, I don't know, it never clicked for me until I was playing that video game, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. That tension and fear of like needing to get it right or needing to be perfect, right? It's like, it's all kind of the same thing. It's that need to get it right, need to succeed right off the bat. But if you think about it, it's impossible. It's impossible to know because you've not yet had the experience. You're doing something you've never done before. So I've never played that mat before. I've never come up with that particular programming solution before. So how would I know? How is it possible for me to know right before I've even done anything? So it's like this impossible task that or pressure that you're placing on yourself. And when you really look at it, it's like, wow, that really actually makes no sense whatsoever. It makes so much more sense that you would play the map once through, that you would write a messy but working solution, that you would paint the painting or draw the drawing or sing the song or run the race or whatever it is that you enjoy doing. You would just start. You would just start and then you make improvements, but you can't make improvements until you've had the experience and you get that feedback. So if you look at everything in your life, like approaching it like, how can I gain insight and feedback? Like look for the valuable, what valuable information can I extract through this experience? Then you have no problem starting things, and perfectionism will not prevent you from taking action. So there you go. I really hope that helps anybody out there that is struggling with perfectionism. Go forth and make lots of messes.